Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. Due to YouTube's changing quote-unquote community standards, I created a channel called Grumpy Old Fart over on Rumble, a free speech alternative to YouTube. You can see all of my stuff over there, including my political and social commentary, as well as my current events videos. The links to my YouTube and Rumble channels, as well as links to let you order my books, are in the description of this video. If you enjoy my content, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Now, on with the video. Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a Star Wars The Role-Playing Game advice video. If you can't beat them, yeah. I've been playing Star Wars The Role-Playing Game for decades. I've been running it for almost as long. I do not do the D20 version of the game. I run the old D6 version. To me, it has a better flavor. It has the flavor of Star Wars. Even with all of my experience in gaming, I ran into a rather unique problem the other day. I run my son solo in Star Wars, and I try not to overpower my players. You know, just completely blow them out of the water. But I was running into a problem with my son. I run him solo in Star Wars, and every time I put him up against a bad guy who I thought was formidable enough to present him with a good challenge, he made them look like toddlers. He was slicing through my bad guys like a hot knife through butter. It was ridiculous. I could have cheated and put somebody really badass in there, or changed my campaign to fit, just to gear towards his character, but that wouldn't have been fair. His Jedi isn't extremely powerful, at least not on paper, but damned if he doesn't play him like a Grandmaster of the Jedi Order. This guy, my son knows the loopholes. He knows the house rules. He knows he's really fucking smart. That's all there is to it. Now, I suppose I should be proud that he's such a capable and resourceful player. After all, I did, raise him. I've taught him everything I know. But he has far exceeded my abilities, and I'm having a hard time challenging him. So, out of sheer desperation, I began rereading the basic rule books, thinking maybe I forgot some esoteric or obscure rule to at least have a chance to make the game a challenge for him. Turns out there is such a factoid. If a character, according to the rule book, if a character turns to the dark side, and there are specific rules governing said turning, the player character becomes an NPC, and the player must create another character. In essence, a character that turns to the dark side is lost. Now, it's kind of underhanded, I admit. It is a cheap shot, but you gotta understand, my kid's a badass. I raised a badass. Okay, turning a character to the dark side is easier said than done. By the rules, a player character must earn dark side points. Ethically, a game master must warn a player when their actions will garner a dark side point. So it's difficult to get them, the player character, to earn dark side points. So what I did is I began a rather insidious plan to plant the seeds of the dark side into his player character. I'm using Dathomir witches, which have no reason or no desire to fight him. They've showed him their alchemical visions of the future. All of these visions are factual according to the Star Wars Legends timeline, the books, which we play in. These visions all show the galaxy at war, horrific atrocities, and the vicious battles. Each and every one of these show the Skywalkers, the Solos, and the Jedi in a negative light. They're all taken out of context, of course, but they serve the function of creating doubt that he is on the right side of things. Then I allowed him to find a Sith temple where a shade tempted him with visions of life. The theme is, life is not good or bad, but is simply necessary. The Jedi only embrace the light side, whereas the Sith embrace all of life. That was the tact that I'm taking. Now, I have him reeling at this point. He's unable to fathom a reasonable argument against the shade. Next, I'm working on other beings posing different aspects towards him. Like, for example, next comes atrocities. Excuse me. Man's inhumanity to man kind of stuff, where he will want to get revenge on the evildoers. Revenge is one of the aspects of the dark side. It's probably going to be a long and drawn out process, and I still don't know if it'll work. My son is no fool, and he's quite resourceful and resilient. But it got me to thinking that other game masters in Star Wars might benefit from this lesson my son is teaching me. If you can't beat them, turn them. I hope this finds everybody well, and I hope you enjoy playing Star Wars like my son and I do. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all. Devo Poland, a scientific representative of a pacifist race called the Gandhiri, is sent away as an exchange officer. His objective, to learn the one skill his species never developed, to fight. And he's sent to learn that skill from the one species who does it better than any other in the galaxy, humans. If you like science fiction with an upbeat military tone, check out my novel, Vanguard 1.